Hey, what up, y'all? Spence here with your Weekly Truth. Now, last week we discussed God's plan to redeem us. So this week we're going to be talking about who the Redeemer truly is. So, who is the Redeemer? Now, the obvious Sunday school answer to that question is Jesus. But who is Jesus really? So we're going to break this down, and we're going to start with who Jesus is not. Now, the world is going to tell you that he was only a prophet, or that he was just a great moral teacher, or at his simplest idea, he was just a good man, likening him to a Mother Teresa male type figure. But in reality, Jesus is not one of those single things, but so much more. Now, the Gospels are very clear in that Jesus spoke of himself as the Son of God. He performed many miraculous signs and brought the dead to life, and he taught authoritatively the truth of God. So, since he opened and claimed to be God, now we have a trilemma on our hands. Either he is a lunatic, a liar, or he is in fact Lord. So, if he was a lunatic and he believed himself to be God, yet was not God, then the teaching of a lunatic will have done the most good that this world has ever seen. And if he was a liar and intentionally deceived the world, then is his teaching worth being trusted? Nor would any man be willingly put to death for a lie, not the liar nor the thousands of martyrs that follow him. And since I'm not about to follow a lunatic or trust a pathological liar with my life, then the only other option is to believe that Jesus is who he says he is, and that makes him Lord. But what does the Bible have to say about him? The Gospel of John opens up like this. In the beginning, the Word already existed. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He existed in the beginning with God. God created everything through him, and nothing was created except through him. The Word gave life to everything that was created, and his life brought light to everyone. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it. So here we read that the Word, which is another name or title for Jesus, existed with God from the beginning. So Jesus is eternal, but he is also God. So in the complexity of the Trinity, he is the part of God that represents the action of God, bringing life and light to all things. If we read further down in verse 14, John says, "So the Word became human and made his home among us. He was full of unfailing love and faithfulness, and we have seen his glory, the glory of the Father's one and only Son." So, the Word became flesh, thus becoming the man that we call Jesus. Now, this is a huge pivot point for many Christians. Lots of theories here, but the bottom line is this. God's one and only Son is the visible representation of the invisible God. He obeys the Father. Scripturally speaking, John 6:38, "For I have come down from heaven to do the will of God who sent me, not my own will." So he operates not independently from God, but in unison with God the Father. Yet he is both fully God and fully man, and that is absolutely vital to our faith. If he were not fully man, he could not have been the final sacrifice for our sins. And if he were not fully God, he could not have overcome sin. All that being said, we can't merely think of Jesus as just a good man or a moral teacher. Because he claimed to be God, he was either a liar, a lunatic, or he is who he says he is, and that makes him Lord of all. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comments below, and if you like this video, make sure to let us know by hitting that like button and share this week's truth with your friends. Most of all, stay tuned next week as we unpack this just a bit further here on The Weekly Truth.